Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Sal Warner. How you all doing? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another episode of Chatterbox. Hope everyone's doing fine. Hope everyone's having a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining me today on another day of Manchester United merry-go-rounds, of transfer news, of news in regards to the club, loads of news in regards to the club, lots of different developments happening, of course. Manchester United is never sleeping, as they are the New York of football. They do not sleep at the end of the day. So, yeah, Matt Mellon, how you doing, my friend? Ineos want to buy Bradley Lanco as their left back next time. We'll have to wait and see. That's not why I'm here, Matt Mellon. Basically, it is what I'm hearing, it is a bluff from the media. They don't know what they're talking about. But at the end of the day, we'll have to wait and see what happens. None of us are a fly on the wall in regards to what's going on. All I can do is tell you my contacts. Who are your contacts, Mellon? Let me know who's your source at the end of the day, because what I'm hearing is different, and we all have different sources in regards to Manchester United. But before I start, please guys, could you kindly subscribe to the channel and smash a like on the video? That would be absolutely perfect. I know it sounds like I've started already, doesn't it? I just get straight into it. I don't stop. Absolutely not. So if you guys can smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely magnificent. So thank you for joining me today, guys. Yeah, but in regards to the left back situation, Manchester United are saying that they do not want, it's not a bluff, want Bradley Locker as their next left back. And in regards to that, Manchester United, this is why it's important to read between the lines. At the end of the day, Manchester United are saying, and Laurie Whitwell is saying, we are not after a left back, right? We are after a left back, whether that is Bradley Loco or whether that is Ferdi Kadioglu. Manchester United are after a left back. Do not listen to what the media say at the end of the day, but Manchester United are after a left back. It could be that is the bluff at the end of the day. That is the bluff, that Manchester United are in for a left back. That is the bluff, guys. So at the end of the day, yeah, they are after a different number of left backs. There's Gutierrez, Amaso, and Ferdi Kadioglu as well, added on top of Bradley. So we have to expect that Manchester United can and still may make a deal for a left back, especially the fact that we've got a loan with an obligation to buy, which frees up some money, some cash to get deals done, of course. So at the end of the day, we're delighted with that, absolutely delighted. Of course, obligation to buy. Loan with an obligation to buy. I said it on the 22nd of July. Even before that, I said it. I broke it. And it's true, isn't it? Just like the Euro one, where, injured for months. It's true, isn't it? You just have to listen to Uncle Sal sometimes. I do get it right a lot of the time. I didn't tell. I'm not arrogant. I'm just being smug. By the end of the day, that's just what I'm hearing and what the sources are hearing. If I was a fly on the wall, you know what? I'll let you guys know. I'm saying. Afternoon, Gareth Grayo. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you back. Good to see you back again. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Mario, big up, Sal. What do you think about Chilwell? Not at all. Not under my watch. I'm not a big fan of Chilwell. Feel like he's extremely overrated, in my opinion. Couldn't even go. Well, he's had injury problems, got left out of the England squad many times now. I just don't think he's that good. And we got to stop going after Chelsea rejects. That's another thing. Those Chelsea rejects, of course. Bernard, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you back. Hope everything is fine and dandy. Too injury prone in regards to Chilwell you're talking about. Yeah, Chilwell is too injury prone in regards to that, definitely. I'm a big fan of Ferdi Kadioglu, of course, Turkish international, left centre back, left wing back. That's the type of criteria we should be looking for. 30 million euros, of course, which isn't much if you're talking about one of the best up and coming fullbacks in the world, of course. So we're talking about a guy who's proven here. We're talking about a guy who plays a Turkish international. Man United do need a left back. Ignore the reports that Manchester United are not after one. They are. That's the bluff. Bluffy. Exactly. Guys, yeah, thank you so much. Grayer Groomers is Ericsson possible move to Ajax or Anderlecht. That has been going on for a couple of weeks now. If Ericsson leaves Manchester United for Ajax, I eat my microphone. Of course, I won't eat my microphone, but I do think he needs to leave. I think his legs have gone grey, to be honest with you. Not hearing much in the way of that in regards to solid sources, but at the end of the day, if we do get Ugarte through there, do we need Eriksen as well? We do need to get rid of some of those players. This is the only issue with this transfer window in regards to Ineos, is that they haven't got rid of enough players, and that's not their fault. Don't quote me wrong. At the end of the day, that's not their fault. A lot of these players have long contracts. They have because of the Glazers, because of Murto, Woodward, the past ownership. Their contracts are too astronomical to get rid of, so we're going to have to sometimes wear down their contract, unfortunately. What is the value of Kadioglu? About 30 million euros, Mawaya, and that's not too bad when you think about 25 million pounds in English money. That's not too bad when you're talking about his versatility, his age. He's 23 years old, Turkish international, one of Turkey's mainstays in the European Championships, of course. So don't be surprised if we do go after a left back. I'm not saying that Manchester United are 100% going after only Kadioglu. They're not. They're going after other targets as well. Including Gutierrez, including Humaso as well. I don't believe Benchira or Alonso are solid enough for us to be going after. They do not fit what Ineos are looking for, which is much more of a younger profile player, of course. So it could be either, like obviously Kadioglu is one of the main ones. Gutierrez is another of the main ones. Humaso, of course, is a free transfer, so you wouldn't miss out that much on, of course, fees, etc. and stuff. Garrett, good afternoon, Uncle Sal. Big up, Garrett. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining me. What's going on in the world of Garrett today? Emmanuel, welcome back, my friend. Welcome to you. Welcome back to you as well. Thank you so much for joining me, mate. Good to see you. Good to see you. We loan Ugarte, money will be available. You're right. Yeah, exactly. If we get a loan, obviously there'll be a small fee for the Ugarte loan deal with an obligation to buy. There will be a small fee, but it won't be a substantial fee. The only thing we have to worry about, because it's an obligation to buy, that means we are obligated to buy Ugarte at the end of the season, the next summer. We have to buy him at the end of the day, unless there's a break clause in the contract, which I doubt there's going to be, because PSG want the cash for Ugarte. Of course, Luis Enrique, the PSG manager, is not a fan of, obviously, Ugarte. So, yeah, they want to get rid of him, and they want the cash, to be honest with you. To be honest, guys. Good afternoon, Uncle Sal. Big up. Yeah, big up. Let's have a look at this one. Grayo, Hannibal to Burnley doing the rounds today too. Hannibal to Burnley, yes. Hannibal Membry on his last year of his contract. It's one of them ones where, you know, goes under the radar a little bit, but he's another one who's been in our squad for a long time. Just about to come on to him, actually, in regards to the Burnley move. It would be a good move for him. At the end of the day, he does need to find his home, really, because he's been on loan so many times. He needs to find a place to play permanently, and Burnley would be a good club for him to establish himself as a first-team player. Of course, good player, just hasn't quite made it in regards to his talent. He's a good player. That's about it at the end of the day. Maria, Sanderberg to Fulham. Yeah, Sanderberg to Fulham. Now, the rumour is that Manchester United are close to signing Ugarte on a loan with an obligation to buy. It is believed, as I've reported about this morning, as I reported, that Sanderberg has been told that Manchester United are close to the signing of Emmanuel Ugarte. Now, that means that Fulham have been alerted, and he said to his entourage, yeah, get me a move to another Premier League side, and Fulham seems to be that side. At the end of the day, he was close to going to Manchester United, but obviously he's found out that Manchester United are about to sign Ugarte, so he won't be the number one choice in there, of course. Gary, at the end of the day, the loan move is a win-win. Absolutely. Well, we have to look at it like this. It's a loan with an obligation to buy, which means that Manchester United have to have the cash by next summer. I believe they will have the cash by next summer. I think the way we're being run at the moment, I believe we'll make a lot of money, and I believe next year's season will be even more easier to get players in, etc., and have cash together at the end of the day. And who knows what can happen this season? We'll get Champions League. We'll get that Champions League money as well. So we need the money by next summer for Ugarte, because it is an obligation to buy, of course, unless there is a break clause in the contract, which I don't think that PSG would be doing at the moment. Mctominay remain to Man United. It'd be a very, very bad thing for Mctominay to stay, of course, because Manchester United are close to selling Mctominay for 30 million odd euros to Napoli. Now, Napoli do not have the cash at the moment. They do need to sell a couple of players. There are a couple of players there who are about to leave Napoli, so it's a waiting game at the moment. In my opinion, Mctominay will leave. I'm about 60% sure of that Mctominay will leave. I don't think we should be holding on to him. I think all the money will go towards the transfer funds as well. And if we get Ugarte on a loan, then obviously that money could go towards a left-sided player, a left back, a left-sided centre back, for example. It's exciting times for Man United at the moment. We do seem to be doing things better these days. We are seem to be like wheeling and dealing our way through the market better than we have done in the past. In the past, we would have just paid the cash for Ugarte, of course. Do you think we'll get Ugarte for the Brighton match? I don't understand why PSG are being so stubborn on the deal. PSG are after a cash deal, my friend. PSG are digging their heels in the ground because they want a cash deal. They want the most money they can get. But they now realise if they do a loan deal with an obligation to buy, that means that long term, within the next year or so, they will get more money for Ugarte. So they're thinking about it on a sort of loan interest kind of thing, if you know what I mean, like buying a car on interest on credit kind of thing. So they're looking at, if they give Manchester United Ugarte, they'll get a small transfer fee and they'll get the fee at the end of the year, of course, next summer. So, yeah, they are being stubborn. I still believe that he will be in the United squad for the Brighton game. I'm remaining positive about that. Of course, I'm remaining positive about that. Have to be. I think he will be on the bench against Brighton. That would be good. We should hear developments by Thursday, to be honest with you. We should be, because this is dragging on quite long now, isn't it? I hope Ugarte is on the squad. Yeah, I hope so as well, Maria. Hope so as well. I really do. I hope he's in the squad for the Brighton game. On the bench would be fantastic, wouldn't it? If he can at least get 15 minutes at the end of the game, that would be brilliant, of course. We would be absolutely delighted for that. Now, Manchester United, of course, if they do save money on the Ugarte deal, can reinvest that money into the left-back positions. Laurie Whitwell has said that Manchester United are not in for a left-back. That is the bluff that I've been talking about, not about Kadioglu, as some people are saying. Of course, some people just love to agree. It's about the left back. The bluff is the left back. Manchester United are in for a left back. I believe it should be Kadioglu. I rate him as one of the best fullbacks, left centre back, left wing backs in the world at the moment, of course. Maria, I hope Ugarte. Yeah, exactly. So basically, Manchester United and Scott McTominay has agreed personal terms with Napoli, but Napoli do need to find the funds for Scott McTominay, of course. Now I'm moving on to Pellistri. Pellistri has signed a contract with it's a here we go with Panathinaikos of Greece, of course, €6 million. Of course, or £6 million, which is an absolute disgrace when you think about it. When other teams are selling their players for 30 million, we seem to not only get a few pennies for our players. It's crazy when you think about it. Uruguay international, a mainstay in that Uruguay international. It's sad when you think about it at the end of the day that he's only gone for that amount of money. But I wish him the best of luck. That's another player gone off of books. Of course, it helps with us with FFP, and it does contribute to us signing another player. I'm hoping we can get 2 players within the time frame between now and the transfer window shut. I hope so, which shuts on the 29th of August is the last day, 11 p.m. I believe it is 11:30 p.m. in Scotland, of course. Great, surely PSG are cutting their nose off to spite their face. Yep. I have a feeling that there will be a few surprise signings for the end of the window, and yeah, mate, you echo what I've been saying for the last 2 weeks. Absolutely, I do believe there will be a surprise in the mix. There will be. Ineos are not predictable. They can come out with the odd deal that you think, wow, how did you do that? How did you do that? And I feel that it's going to happen. I actually agree with you, Grayo. I feel like we will have a surprise in the mix. I think Ugarte will come through the door. I do believe a left back will come through the door, and who knows, we might get an extra bonus signing that we can have as well, whether it's an attacker or not. But what we do have to remember that we do have good young players as well. Harry Amas is extremely talented. O'Donnell is extremely talented. Colliner is extremely talented as well. Not to mention Shea Lacey and Fletcher and players of that nature as well. We have to believe in our youth system as well. Youth, courage, success is our motto at the end of the day. So we have to believe in the youth as well, of course. That is very, very important. But I believe as you said, Graham, there will be a surprise in the mix, of course. So hopefully by the time the transfer window shuts, it turns from a 7, 8 out of 10 to a 9 out of 10. If Manchester United secure the signing of Ugarte and a left back, that would bring it up to an 8 or 9 out of 10. Because for me, as a first transfer window, you cannot argue with what the deals that have been done so far. There's a lot of good deals been done. A lot of work has been done. The only stumbling block, obviously, is the players that are leaving. We haven't gotten rid of enough players. But if Mctominay does leave, that could slightly bring it up to a 9. Definitely, because obviously McTominay, getting 30 million for him, it's still not enough when you think about McTominay, who he is, what he's done in the game for Manchester United. But getting them off the books as well is another big thing, a big positive in regards to Ineos, and we could be signing 2-3 more players. How exciting is that? And if we do, lots to be excited about, of course. Lots of positives to be coming, of course, before the Brighton game. Ugarte would give us a huge boost before the Brighton game. If we get that deal secured, it will give us a huge boost. I'm going for 3-1 against Brighton. I'm very confident that we will beat Brighton on Saturday. Some people saying 2-0, some people... We have to be careful though, because you know Brighton, they can be a bogey team for us. As a lot of you guys know, they have defeated us in the past at the MX Stadium. We have to be on our guard in regards to that game. They're going to attack us, so we have to make sure we exploit the counter-attack and we get him Ahmad and Garnacho or Rashford, whoever plays on the ball. Hopefully Xerxes will start. Hopefully De Ligt will start. It's about time we got these players integrated into the team along with Mazraoui. I'm excited to see Mazraoui again. I'm excited to see how he does against a team like Brighton, which is a traditionally difficult team to play, of course. Bernard, one last push for Branthwaite after the Ugarte deal. Wow, at the end of the day, Branthwaite is extremely overpriced, of course. He's trying to push a move away from Everton. He wants 160 grand a week, basically pricing himself out of a contract for Everton. Some may call him a mercenary, some just feel like he's pushing a move away from Everton, of course. But there is rumours that there are other teams who are interested in Branthwaite. Some crazy stories out there. Real Madrid interested in Branthwaite, Jared Branthwaite. But no one will be foolish enough to pay the 60-70 million that Everton are asking for him at the moment. It could happen. That could be the surprise signing that we're all talking about. It could be Jared Branthwaite. If it is, I'm not too sure. Left-sided centre-back, 60 million for a substitute, because he will not go ahead of Licha Martinez, of course. When we have a left back, you know. So I believe we should go after a Kadioglu, someone like that, who's a lot cheaper, half the price of a Jared Branthwaite at the end of the day, and more versatile at the end of the day. It's not saying that I don't rate Jared Branthwaite. I'm a big fan of Jared Branthwaite, but I just don't think he's worth the cash that they're trying to say, 60, 70 million. He's worth 30. You know, he's not worth that much money. It's a joke, really. Kevin, how you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. The story, we are not after the left back. We need to start looking players leaving. Yeah, that is the main thing really that Manchester United are looking at. If McTominay leaves, it frees up a lot of funds for us. But as I spoke to Swedish Rumble a couple of weeks ago, we do have money in a credit. We do have money to spend in a credit. The reason we haven't spent it on Ugarte, because we're not going to overpay for players we don't believe are worth that money. At the moment. So at the end of the day, this is the way Ineos are working. So if we sell Scott McTominay, it frees up more funds at the end of the day, and it's looking good. We've got rid of Pellistri as well, 6 million, of course. So that goes into the kitty as well. Every little helps at the end of the day. I know that these players are worth more, but it's the money that we need to reinvest into the squad, of course. Very exciting though. Regarding Brighton, Xerxes to start, I really thought that Leicester would have made a move for Maguire, but obviously his wages are such a big concern. Guerrero. Yeah, Leicester are struggling with financial fair play at the moment. I'm not sure whether they've been deducted points yet, but they could be deducted points. There are problems financially. They do have to sell. They do have to make money. They have issues with that, and this is my main issue with financial fair play. It doesn't really help the teams at the bottom. It's encouraging these teams to sell their young players, to sell their assets, which doesn't help these teams progressing, of course. It helps the bigger teams more, in my opinion. It still helps the bigger teams. And yeah, Leicester have to sell before they even think about trying to sign Harry Maguire. Of course, Harry Maguire is on 190k a week. Will Harry Maguire take that pay cut? That's the whole issue, isn't it? Even if Leicester City had the money, they're going to have to pay the wages for Harry Maguire, which, of course, I don't think they can afford at the moment, my friend. Oh, by the way, in regards to Xerxes, I hope he starts. I hope he starts. I'm not Eric Ten Hag, of course, but I do hope Xerxes starts the game at the weekend. I think he's a very, very good player, very smart player who can link up the play very well. As someone said earlier on the earlier show, he reminds him of Dimitar Berbatov. Absolutely reminds me of Dimitar Berbatov. £6 million add-on Sal. What's your opinion about this price? My opinion is that we are really, really bad at selling players, and that price is the price of a League One player. Sad as to admit it, but at the end of the day, who sells players? Which Premier League player, which Premier League team sells players for £6 million? Especially a full Uruguay international we're talking about. Just because he doesn't play for Man United doesn't mean he doesn't have the talent. If this was Barcelona, Real Madrid, Chelsea, Man City, he would be going for 30 easily, 25, 30 easily. We just have such a bad reputation when it comes to selling players. Teams don't take us seriously anymore at the end of the day. So it's going to take time to rebuild our reputation. 6 million is an absolute steal for whoever gets Pellistri. Panathinaikos are going to get Pellistri. They must be absolutely laughing their heads off at that deal because it's an absolutely brilliant deal. They've got a class player in the Greek league. We'll probably elevate them into a better team. Of course, the Greek league, not that strong, but Olympiakos, Panathinaikos, of course, are the only real teams in Greece at the moment. So at the end of the day, it is a low offer and it is a low sell. But at the end, but what we have to remember, he's off the books. There is money in the bank. And whatever it is what it is at the end of the day, and we have to take it. It can go towards FFP, it can go towards our transfer funds, of course. But let's not forget, the Glazers have left us in a very, very big mess. We still owe money from the Sancho deal, guys. We still owe money from the Sancho deal. We still owe money from previous transfers. They've made it extremely difficult. It's going to take time. So the way that Ineos are working at the moment, they're doing extremely well to get these deals over the line. They can't just throw out the money. Jim Ratcliffe wouldn't put £1 billion into Manchester United if he didn't want us to be successful at the end of the day. And I feel like the way we've been run over the last 20 odd years is showing, it's showing, and it is a big issue, of course. Grayo just heard earlier that Chelsea could be in trouble regarding historical FFP. Also, Man City's court trial is last at least 12 weeks. I have £10 on them at 14-1 to be relegated. Is it 14-1? Is that it? I mean, they should be relegated. If you're deducting teams like Leicester and Everton 10 points, 115 charges, 10 times 115. Do the math. They should be all the way in the National League. That's where they should be. Absolutely. I would put a flat. 14-1 is brilliant. I would put a flat on that if I could. Definitely, I would, because at the end of the day, 14-1 is brilliant. At the end of the day, in regards to Chelsea are doing something wrong. They can't keep getting all these players. They're after Federico Chiesa. There are rumours about Sancho as well. There's Felix, of course, Osman. Added to the amount of players that they've already signed. When you think about it, it's a bit crazy, isn't it? How they're getting away with FFP, how they've spent over £1 billion since January. It's crazy when you think about it. What's going on there? Are they twisting the rules? I do know that they offer their players 8-year, 9-year contracts, which is a loophole in regards to that. Now, my opinion on FFP, if there are loopholes in FFP, then what's the point of having FFP if there are loopholes? Because teams are going to play the loopholes, especially big teams who can afford it, like Chelsea, like Man City, which they are doing. And I just feel like it's just a big farce. The whole thing with FFP is a farce, and I think it's. I'm not going to say anything too sinister, but I just don't think it's fair at the end of the day, in my opinion. Nick, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Stretford is a proper name to establish a football club. Stretford is a place in Manchester, mate. Stretford End is a stand in Manchester, the great Stretford End, of course. I'm sure you know that, Nick, but I had a season ticket for a few years in the Stretford End, front row, behind the goal, and that's where the name came from, to be honest with you. It sort of stuck with me, and I love the name Stretford. Stretford, yeah, absolutely, is a proper name to establish. Yeah, Stretford, there probably is a football team called Stretford. Definitely not Stratford. Stratford's in East London, by the way. Unless it's Stratford upon Avon. Gareth, You think Amas will get a run in the team? I hope so, Garrett. I do hope so. He hasn't been in the squad the last couple of games in the Charity Shield and in the Premier League game, so I was a bit disappointed in that. I believe in the lad's talent. I think we should give him a chance. In particular, the thing that we need a left back. We should stop trying to play square pegs in round circles, if you know what I mean. We need to start playing players on their natural positions. I would rather play a young player at that left back position than play a right footer on the left back, if you know what I mean. I do believe that Amas is a great talent. He's not the finished article yet. His positional awareness is a little bit suspect, but he needs time. As Sir Alex Ferguson, the great Sir Alex Ferguson said, if you do not give youngsters a chance, they stagnate at the end of the day, and you have to give them a chance. You have to give them a chance to improve, to work on their weaknesses at the end of the day. When we brought through the class of 92, there were a lot of players there with weaknesses. Philip Neville, Gary Neville, Nicky Butt, they all had weaknesses. David Beckham had weaknesses, you know, but as time went on, they improved. But you have to give them that opportunity to improve, of course. I'm very excited about Harry Mask, Gary, absolutely. I feel like we have the best conveyor belt of young players coming through since the class of 92. The only difference is they don't have the likes of Gary Pallister, Steve Booth, Peter Schmeichel, Eric Cantona, Roy Keane in the squad, you know, to nurture them, proper proven winners. But they do have experienced players around them, of course. But yeah, I'm very excited about the young players, of course. I thought it won about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Oh, so it's probably lower now. If you're thinking about that, the hearing is in September. So there has to be some kind of punishment there. There has to be. And the punishment has to be harsh. And not only that, what will happen with those Premier League titles? You tell me. What will happen with those Premier League titles that they won? Will they be awarded to Manchester United and Arsenal, who came second, of course? You know, what would you feel about that if they gave us a couple of those titles back? We'd be singing 22 Man United, not 21, 22. We came second twice, didn't we, at the end of the day? So that would be Manchester United, 2 more trophies, 2 more Premier League trophies, of course. And, of course, all the other cup competitions that they've won. What happens to those as well at the end of the day? That has to be looked into. It's a very interesting one. Just check now. 12-1, you won it. Very Grayo, you read the market. Well done, my friend. I really hope that you get... how much did you put on it, did you say? Because at the end of the day, if you win that, fair play to you, bro. Fair play to you, absolutely. What a bet to put on, though. What a bet. Absolutely. Lindelof update Sal. Now, there's lots of news in regards to Lindelof and his injury. Of course, Lindelof was pictured all over Twitter in his crutches. I was just waiting for him to put the neck brace on. That would have made it more realistic, of course. In regards to that. But Lindelof is still interested parties around Europe, including Fenerbahce, who are interested. Jose Mourinho is a big fan of Lindelof. Fiorentina have emerged as a candidates to sign Victor Lindelof. Now, it depends what this injury is at the end of the day. Is he injured? What's going on with him? Is it a long-term injury? Will he pass his medical, for example? I just find it a bit strange. Every time we go into this transfer window, certain players start to pick up these little niggles and all that. I don't want to say anything sinister. I don't want to accuse them on everything like that. And I'm not accusing them on anything. I'm just saying that it is a bit of a coincidence that these things happen, of course, that they seem to get injured when the transfer window appears, of course. Now, in regards to... I've mentioned about Pellistri in regards to Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho has emerged as a target for Juventus again. Of course, Juventus came in earlier in the transfer window, but were only able to offer a loan. Manchester United want a cash deal, of course. So Juventus, if they want Jadon Sancho, they're going to have to pay up. Now, Juventus want to sell Federico Chiesa. Federico Chiesa, of course, the Italian international, was close to signing for Fiorentina a few weeks ago. But that didn't materialise, so he could be going to Chelsea. Federico Chiesa could be going to Chelsea. So if Federico Chiesa goes to Chelsea, that will open up the door for Jadon Sancho to go to Juventus, which, of course, will be another one that we get off the books, of course. But the only stumbling block is, as we all know, is Jadon Sancho's wages. Jadon Sancho is on astronomical wages at the moment, so it is very difficult to push that deal through. We're basically asking players to leave and have a pay cut. which we can't. The only thing we can do is accept lower fees for the players at the end of the day, and that is what we are doing. For example, we have sold players for too cheap over the years, and that is because of the wages. Of course, we have to compromise at the end of the day. If we pick up 30 million for Jadon Sancho, 40 million tops, absolutely snap their hands off and get that deal done, because at the end of the day, I'm looking at Jadon Sancho's Instagram. He still has pictures of Dortmund. He has nothing to suggest he is a Manchester United player. If you go and look, he still has pictures of Dortmund. There's nothing there that says he is a Manchester United player, which I find very disappointing at the end of the day, because I thought bygones would be bygones. But as we all know, last season, they really tried to rub it in Manchester United's noses. Of course, it did slap them in the face at the end when they lost the Champions League final. But at the end of the day, I expect it to be bygones and move on. But it's obvious that he doesn't love the club. He hasn't posted any pictures of Manchester United or anything of that nature. He was also left out the squad against Fulham, so that show tells you a lot. As I've always said, there's 3 reasons you're left out of a squad unless you're a youth player. You either are injured, you either are suspended, or you're leaving the club, and it's definitely not the other 2. Some people were saying he had an ear infection. That is crazy. At the end of the day, he had an ear infection. I say that again, an ear infection. Maybe the first class seats on his aeroplane and those headphones have been hurting his ears too much, because at the end of the day, an ear infection, mate. Come on, man. Come on. It must be that awful music he's listening to. I don't know what it is. But at the end of the day, an ear infection is the reason that he missed the squad for Manchester United. I didn't know that he needed his ears to score a goal. I didn't know that. But at least, he can, no puns intended. No pun. Let's not say any puns intended at the end of the day, of course. £10, not bad bet, mate. 140 quid in the kitty, not bad. Is that 140 quid in the kitty? My maths is not the best, of course. My maths is not. Grayo, regarding injuries, what is your opinion about the rumour that United knew about Laura's injury when they bought him? Metatarsal or metatarsal? Yeah, metatarsal. Metatarsal injury, of course, the famous metatarsal injury that affected Ray Rooney and David Beckham when they were playing. At the end of the day, no, I don't think they will. I think this is highly exaggerated from the English media, what they're doing, what they're saying about Euro. Euro was nearly a Real Madrid player. We just had a better project for him to go to. This injury business that they're talking about, they'll do anything to downplay Ten Hag and co. They just want to slander his name and bring it through the mud. Any opportunity they got, any bit of crumb that they have, they just want to drag him through the mud. And that includes some of those guys who was Ten Hag out last season. Some of those Ten Hag outers are waiting for the very first mistake that he makes, the very first loss that he makes, to sweep those crumbs off the table and say, I told you so, he's a bold fraud, he's this. That's what they're doing. And this is what the mainstream media, who berated Ten Hag last season with pressure, with criticism, when it was fully undeserved. Even when he won the FA Cup and schooled Pep Guardiola, they were still on his back. It's absolutely disgraceful the way they are treating Ten Hag and treating Manchester United. Of course, they don't like us, but we should use that as fuel for motivation, of course, guys. Fair play, good reply. I'm good with that. Grail, thank you so much for joining me, my friend. I love your dog, by the way. Absolutely lovely picture. Beautiful. Garnacho should play as a left wing. Perfect. I like Garnacho. I think he should start for Manchester United. I don't think it should be Rashford. Rashford was fairly average against Fulham. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just feel like I didn't see nothing special from Rashford again. The ball for Garnacho for the tap-in, it was behind Garnacho. It was very hard to adjust his feet, especially Garnacho runs very quick. He passed it behind Garnacho. Why he did that, I don't know. But I would play Garnacho on the left wing, Ahmad on the right wing, Xerxes up front with Bruno behind Xerxes. That's what I would do in that game. And obviously you can interchange as well during the game to keep the team guessing. Brighton play this kind of system that we like to play against. They attack us, of course, so we can catch them on the break. We can have an opportunity to counter-attack with Ahmad, with Garnacho, with Xerxes. But either way, if Rashford plays or Garnacho, we have to support the lads, and hopefully they do the business against Brighton, leading up to the Southampton game, which ultimately leads up to the Liverpool game. Hopefully we got maximum points by the time we play Liverpool. And if we defeat Liverpool, Who's to say we can't go on a title charge, guys? If we win the opening first games, which leads to the Liverpool game, who says we can't go on a title charge? I firmly believe we can. We have to stay positive, and we have cautious optimism. We practice all the time. Of course, we practice cautious optimism, of course. Now, in regards to Manchester United, in regards to Ugarte, we're hoping, as I take it back, we're hoping that the deal could be struck by the end of the week, of course. News can come out anytime. So it's a waiting game at the moment. Of course, there is progress. Last night there was the loan thing, which I reported in mid-July about the loan with an obligation to buy, of course. So that is coming to fruition now, and hopefully by the time that week is ended, he's a Manchester United player. We do hope so, absolutely. In regards to that, Matthew Hiruna, how you doing? Thank you for joining the stream. Are you a Chelsea fan, my man? Are you a Chelsea fan? You're standing there in your Chelsea jersey. Oh, it's not. That might not be you. That might be that. That's a Chelsea player, isn't it? But at the end of the day, it's a Chelsea jersey. At the end of the day, are you a Chelsea fan? Yeah. In regards to Manuel Ugarte, it's a loan with an obligation to buy. PSG have accepted the loan with an obligation to buy. So at the moment, it is a waiting game. We're waiting for the confirmation, everything, paperwork ironed out, and everything like that to be confirmed. And hopefully by Friday, he would already be a Manchester United player, and we can have him in the squad against Brighton and Hove Albion. I don't know how happy you would be if you are a Chelsea fan, of course. Grayo, it's my daughter and ex-wife's dog, but I have her living with me permanently now. Her name is Honeybun. Good name, Honeybun. Honeybun is a good name. And she's a star, absolutely. She looks like an absolute superstar. Yeah, definitely, absolute superstar. Honeybun, big up Honeybun in the chat. Hopefully Honeybun isn't typing for you, but I didn't know. Big up Honeybun, big up the dogs, big up every dog. Love dogs at the end of the day. At the end of the week, Ugarte could be a Manchester United player very soon. So we're very excited about that. And if he's on the bench against Brighton, it just gives us that air of positivity, that enthusiasm to go on in the league, of course. But Manchester United are still looking for a left back, as I repeat from earlier in the show. There is a bluff in regards to the Laurie Whitwell saying that Manchester United are not in for a left back. This is not entirely true. Manchester United are in for a left back. It's who they're in for, which is the key question here at the end of the day. At the end of the day, we're trying to sign a left back. We do need a left back, of course. Manchester United are desperate for one. We cannot rely on Luke Shaw. We cannot rely on Tyrone Malacia. Harry Mass is a young player. We cannot play in 50, 60 games a season, of course. So we do need a left back. I am tired of playing players in the wrong positions. I'm tired of playing right footers on left back, left footers on right back. We need to put square pegs in square holes. That's what we need to do, and have more balance about our team, because once we've got the balance, then you'll see a whole different Manchester United. You saw with the return of Licha Martinez how important Licha Martinez is to that squad, of course. That just having Licha Martinez back just added so much balance to the side. In particular, in the FA Cup final when we played them, we just absolutely just looked fantastic in there. And at the end of the day, if we play like that every game this season, we're in for a good season at the end of the day. If we have our squad fit, we are a good team. We do. We just don't have a strong enough squad to go forward. We do need other players to cover positions when they are suspended and when they are injured. And let's face it, referees love suspending our players, don't they? They do love a Manchester United suspension, of course. That's what they do. That's what they're all about. Photo was taken after the lost FA Cup final. She had £2 on Kobe to score first. Last season, photo was taken after last season's FA Cup. Oh yes, last season's FA Cup. Yeah, absolute. Well, she's a lucky charm then, isn't she? She's a lucky charm. But make sure you take her to the next FA Cup final or to the game against Brighton. If you're watching it on TV, just make sure that Honeybun is watching the game with you, because that is the new lucky charm. That is the new mascot of Manchester United on this stream. So you need to make sure that Honeybun is watching the game against Brighton and Southampton and Liverpool. Has to be done. It has to be. At the end of the day, we had a very, very good result against Manchester City. It was emotional, of course, because at the end of the day, before that game, 2 days before that game, the Ten Hag noise, the media, which was so unfair on Ten Hag's preparations for the game, it was crazy what was going on. And I could take it sometimes from the media, but when it's some of our so-called fans celebrating the Ten Hag sacking before he got sacked, posting pictures of Michael Jordan, this, that and the other, it was disappointing that these are so-called Manchester United fans and these so-called fans are on his back like that after all the situations, all the mitigating circumstances that were dealt. The tweet, of course, from Jadon Sancho, I will never forget. I forgive Jadon Sancho. You have to forgive in life, you have to move on. But I will never forget. It's important that you never forget. And at the end of the day, I feel like it's just best that he moves on to another club now, because when the pencil is broken, you try and celebrate it, sellotape it back together. It's never going to be the same, is it? It's never going to be quite the same, of course. So, absolutely brilliant, mate. Absolutely, mate. That's our new lucky charm, Honey Bun, in the chat. Big up, Honey Bun, the lucky charm. Bro, joined to the wrong family, Matthew, Chelsea fan. At the end, I think he's on the wrong stream, but he's welcome here, man. He's welcome. Of course, it might be a era. He might be a Man United and Chelsea fan at the end. Then just forgot to change his thumbnail. Just forgot to change his Ave at the end of the day. So don't worry about it. He asked about Ugarte. Good question at the end of the day, and he's interested in Manchester United and Ugarte. Of course, Ugarte is highly rated. Lots of people are saying that he's not that good, and they're just haters at the end of the day, and they're just trying to pick anything to try and downplay Ugarte. Ugarte is a fantastic player, and he's a young player as well. Let's not forget that he's only 23 years old. So acting as that shield in front of the back four and protecting the midfield, so that players like Mainu and Bruno and etc. can go forward and have a more free to roam in the game, of course. Fantastic, guys. So, yeah, so there's big news about to happen. Of course, it is a waiting game at the moment. We do have to wait for the here we go, of course, in regards to Fabrizio Romano. We're waiting on that at the moment. We've had a here we go in regards to Pellistri. That's one of them. There are going to be a few, hopefully, this next 2 weeks until the 30th of August when it is shut, the transfer window. I believe that there will be also a deadline day signing. You know, Manchester United, where they'll be without a deadline day signing. It could be, remember, Marion Fellaini, and remember they had a picture of Marion Fellaini and they saw his afro from far. They were trying to hide the deal, but they couldn't get the afro out of the camera, could they? It's absolutely hilarious the way, what we've been through this last 10, 20 years, of course, in regards to Manchester United. The jokes, the slurs, the sneers, the everything, it's been funny at the end of the day. And just hope that we are turning a corner now. I firmly believe we are turning a corner. I firmly believe that things are going to improve. Click the link and subscribe button, everyone. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Grow. Thank you so much, my friend. Yeah, please don't forget to subscribe, and please don't forget to smash a like on the video. It's so important for the video, and comment as well. Comment on the actual video. It does help with the algorithms and stuff, and it helps the video to get up the league, if you know what I mean. Get up the league, get out the relegation zone, and get into the Champions League positions, if you know what I mean, guys. But yeah, it is exciting times for Manchester United, and we are expecting some more here we goes, of course. Really, really happy about that, of course. And when Ugarte goes through the door, then there's obviously going to be some more names that we're going to be linked with once Ugarte is through. And I'm absolutely excited. I want to know how you're feeling. Are you feeling optimistic? Is there a transfer that you feel we should be going after? There's a lot of names, of course. Adrien Truffert was mentioned a couple of days ago, the Olympian, the French international Olympian, Adrien Truffert, who plays for Reims in France. Very, very good player, 22 years old, left back. He was linked with Manchester United as well, of course. So there are a number of names that are propping up at the moment, which tells you that Ineos are looking at various targets. If targets don't go through, they are looking at other targets as well, of course. Yeah, definitely. Click that. Yeah, thank you, bro. Maria, did Phil Jones announce his retirement? Yes, Phil Jones has retired from international football. What football? He wasn't playing football. I thought he retired already. You know, I know that he had his testimonial, of course. And I felt kind of sorry for him. He said no one's going to turn up. Of course, I did feel kind of sorry for him, but that guy's he's had a good living, hasn't he? He's had a good life. Let's face facts. He's had a good life, but rumours are that he's retired from football, but I think he's retired anyway. I don't think he has any passion to play for any other club. He could have went to the Championship. He could have went to a lower Premier League club. He could have went to League One. It just doesn't look like he wants to play football anymore. Fair enough, but at the end of the day, he's lived a life. He's had a huge amount of money. I'd love to know how much money we paid him in wages, as opposed to the amount of games he's played, of course. Transfer deadline day low. Pran Sam, how you doing, my friend? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Yes, I believe we will get a transfer deadline day. We will get a transfer deadline day signing, my friend. We will, just like Marouane Fellaini with his afro coming through the door on transfer deadline day. At the end of the day, we hope it doesn't go that far. In all seriousness, we do hope it doesn't go to transfer deadline day. We hope we get the deals done and sorted quickly before we play Southampton. We got Brighton. Hopefully Ugarte deal could go through before the Brighton game, which means that he could be on the bench against Brighton. But the Southampton game, we should have all the transfers done, dusted, signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours, as Stevie Wonder once said. That's what we need. We need those transfers done and dusted. And it's an exciting time for Manchester United. It's an exciting time to be a Manchester United fan, of course. Liverpool. Prime Sam, what about Liverpool? Liverpool is, I think it's after Southampton, isn't it, when we play Liverpool? I believe, hopefully, that the Liverpool game is a win for Manchester United at Old Trafford. All these games are leading up to that game. Of course, we have to take one game at a time. If we beat Brighton, it will set us up nicely. You know, we win 2 out of 2. Which leads up, we're all leading up to that Liverpool game at Old Trafford. You see, Liverpool are getting a little bit giddy after that friendly victory against our kids at the end of the day. So once we play Liverpool at Old Trafford, if we can slap up, so to speak, Liverpool at Old Trafford, what a start to the season that would be. What a start to the season that would be. Excellent show this out. Sound nice one, mate. Thank you, Grayo. It's great to have you here, mate. Please spread the word, spread the channel to all your friends and family. We're going to keep building. We're going to keep building this community. This community is fantastic. Whether we agree or not, you know, it is fantastic. The regulars are absolutely brilliant, of course. So at the end of the day, yeah, we're leading up to that Liverpool game. If we do beat Liverpool in that game, you know, what a start to the season that will be only if we win the games that we're supposed to win against Brighton and Southampton, etc. If we win those games and then we lead up to the Liverpool game, it would be absolutely fantastic. It will be great if Ugarte and Ugarte and Rasmus are back for that Liverpool game. What a buzz that will be! What a boost that will be to the squad as well. Absolutely fair, good point, bro. It'd be an absolutely brilliant buzz for the team and the morale of the team if we can have Ugarte in there and Rasmus in there as well. We'll have a strong squad. Obviously, we'll have De Ligt, we have Licha Martinez, we have Mazraoui, we have Xerxes. Things are looking good, you know. When you say it like that, things are looking good for Manchester United, and we have to be enthusiastic and we have to be positive. We stop the differences, the disagreements, the anger, the hatred. It needs to stop in regards to our fan base, and we need to unite and we need to support the team now. Support the team now. We beat Brighton. That's 2 wins out of 2, and we move, and that's what it's all about. I remember the days when the Manchester United used to be a family atmosphere. You go to Old Trafford, it was a family atmosphere. Nowadays, it's like a ward, you know what I mean? Big up Grayo, Maria, big up Maria as well. You are the family of the chat, of course. You've been here every single show. Thank you so much. Much love to you. Yeah, so things are exciting. I'm predicting 80% certain. I'm 80% plus certain that Ugarte will be a Manchester United player very, very soon. I'm 60% certain that Mctominay will be going to Napoli. I'm kind of 40% certain that Lindelof will be going to Fiorentina or Fenerbahce. So, Pellistri has left. Pellistri is no longer a Manchester United player. He's ready for his medicals. I wish him the best of luck. He never really got a run in the team, if I'm going to be totally honest. He never really got that chance that he deserved at the end of the day, but I do wish him the best of luck. He's worth more than 6 million, guys. Absolutely worth more. But Panathinaikos, I mean, hopefully he kills it over there. He does absolutely well in the Greek league, and he absolutely wins a title over there, and he does well. I wish him nothing but the best, of course. Big up, Mark. How you doing, my friend? No rest for the wicked, is there, Mark? No rest for the wicked. We don't stop. We don't stop. We don't stop. We're moving every single day. Big up, Sal. Just worry about the sniper man. Sniper bin is not been around. I think he's hiding from me. He's not been around. I've been in the process of making a sniper bin. At the end of the day, I'm going to say it again. I don't want to sound moany, yeah? I don't want to sound moany, but I downloaded a video for Sniper Man to put on this show, and this man aired me. He ghosted me. He didn't even come on the show. He didn't even come on the show, and I wasted my data and everything for that guy, and that guy does that. Do you know how much data is worth in the UAE? Do you know? He's a nutcase. Wait to love in the house for that chat and the host. Hope everyone has an amazing day. Everyone, big up. Don't forget to subscribe to Mark as well. He's touching on 1,000 subscribers. We are building a huge community, guys. We are gonna take over. They call themselves the red carpet. You know, the red carpet guys. You know, over there, they got the red carpet. They call themselves in the other channels, but we are building our own Grammys, guys. We're building our own Oscars here, so don't worry about that. Don't watch that. We'll be there. We'll be there. Absolutely. 45% sell-on clause is fantastic. Of course, yeah, I forgot to mention that in regards to Pellistri, 45% sell-on clause. I really hope he kills it at Panathinaikos. I wish him nothing but the best. I do wish him nothing but the best. I think he's a very good player. But obviously, Ten Hag just didn't rate him, did he? I mean, he just didn't rate him. And we are heavily blessed in that position on the right midfield, of course. Of course. Nice. I watched your show earlier. Yeah, absolutely. We were both on the other show, Mick's show, earlier on as well. So we're building a fantastic community here. We got the unity, we got the family, we got the community. We're going to build power in numbers. Unity is power at the end of the day, and that's what we need to do. And keep building and keep supporting each and one of our channels till we get up to the level of the elites, mate. Of the elites, we're ready to take them down. We're ready to take them down, guys. So yeah, absolutely. Pellistri's gone, that's one here we go. Now, are we going to get the big here we go that we're after? The one that we're looking for, which is Ugarte, of course. We're looking for that here we go. It is coming, it's coming. We just have to be patient. It is coming. At the end of the day, we don't want to recycle the news. It is coming. It is a loan with an obligation to buy. It looks that way at the moment. So we don't want to repeat it, but it is a loan with obligation to buy, of course. And hopefully that'll free up some funds for other positions within the squad, of course. Very excited for the young players coming through as well. I always make time for the young players, of course, because, you know, the class of 92, when they came through, you know, my goodness, they achieved a lot. They proved a lot of people wrong. And as Sir Alex Ferguson said, youth will never let you down, of course. Darko, how you doing? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Haven't seen you. I saw you earlier, I think briefly, but it's good to see you back here. Fans are losing their star players because Ten Hag doesn't create them and goes all out and brings in his favourites. Yeah, at the end of the day, we have to trust Ten Hag at the end of the day, Darko. Whether we agree with some things or not, we're never going to agree with everything, are we? At the end of the day, that's what life is about. It's about disagreements. Without disagreements, we won't progress, because at the end of the day, every single one of us, we don't know everything. We're not the all-knowing at the end of the day. We make agreements. So Ten Hag had his idea, what he likes in his players, what players he trusts. And if it works, all I care about is that on the pitch, it works, of course. That's all I want. I just want it to work on the pitch at the end of the day. I don't want Manchester United to win football games. That's what I want at the end of the day. In reality, I can't wait for this transfer window to be open and to be closed, and we have our transfers in the door and everything. We know what our squad is, so we can just focus on football and we can concentrate on the next games, of course. And that's what I'm focused on. But I really, really, more than anything, want to beat Brighton on Saturday. Really do. I'm going for 3-1 to Manchester United against Brighton. Some of you have said 2-0. Some people said we're going to lose. I don't think we're going to lose. Absolutely. Big up, Graham. Thank you. Big up, Mark. Absolutely. Big up everyone in the chat. Mark and Sal, top Reds. Yeah, absolutely. Proper Reds, mate. We're proper Reds. You too, Brian. Absolutely. Nothing but the club. 40 years of this club, you know, of my life. That is a big chunk of, is my life, basically. So basically is. So at the end of the day, yeah, we love the club, and all that matters is that we're successful on the pitch. And we get back to where we belong, at the pinnacle of English football, because we are the biggest club in England. We're one of the biggest clubs in Europe. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows we're the real team in Manchester. Even Real Madrid fans were saying it last year. The real team is Manchester United, not Manchester City. We are the proper team in Manchester, and I hope that we get back to where we belong. We're a sleeping beast at the moment. We're slightly waking up. We're feeling a bit groggy at the moment, but we're almost woken up, and we will wake up soon. Don't worry about that, of course. Darko will be a draw. Not sure about the scores, but surely early kickoff draw. I'm a bit disappointed about the early kickoff. Darko, yeah, I do agree with that. I mean, the early kickoff is a bit strange. It's harder to adjust to the early kickoffs, but we can't use that as an excuse, because every team has to do the same thing, isn't it? Mate, a draw, I think we're going to win the game, mate. I really do, mate. It depends how we start the game. We have to be concentrated. Brighton will be up for it. Of course, they've had a fantastic win against Everton. 10-man Everton, let's not forget. And Everton are a bit in disarray at the moment with their FFP, so we cannot really judge Everton so much on that game. Brighton played well. They'll be up for it. They'll be confident. But it's up to us to catch them unawares. They might be overly confident, and if they're overly confident, we can counter them. We have the pace, we have the power, we have the skill, we have new players in there who can cause them a lot of problems, of course. Everyone is a true red in this chat. We all love this historic club. Absolutely, we love this historic club, and everyone who joins us today is a top red. Well, not a top red. I mean, that name has become rather slandered, hasn't it? Top red. Top red has been rather slandered. Well, proper Man United fans who know our stuff and know our history and know where we should be. And also, it's not only about expecting where we should be, it's up to us to be positive about the club and support the club and not go against the manager, not stop looking for negatives. Some people out there are looking for negatives on the manager. We're not. We're looking for Manchester United to win, and we hope that we get back to the promised land, which is where we belong. I hope we win the Europa League this season. I hope we win the FA Cup again this season. I hope we challenge for the league this season. I believe we can. I believe we're building a very, very strong squad, of course. Robert, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Man United is done with this transfer window. Ugarte is the last transfer. Robert, my friend, Robert Insea, mate, if you were a fly on the wall, I would believe you. But at the end of the day, I don't think you're a fly on the wall, because I don't think you're on a fly on the wall in the Manchester United boardroom. But you could be wrong, you could be right. Not what I'm hearing though. Manchester United are after other players, are after other positions as well. So if we sign Ugarte, don't be surprised if we sign another one after that. Don't limit yourself. Do not limit yourself. Don't worry about it. We will sign another player. If we don't, Ugarte is good enough, but we still do need cover. We need cover in that left back position. I believe that. I'm happy to see Harry Ms come through. But at the end of the day, we cannot play in 50, 60 games a season. We do need another left back. And I do believe that Ineos have looked at that position, are looking at that position at the end of the day. I don't believe they're going to go after an attacking player. I feel like we're covered in that position at the end of the day. So I don't think we'll be going after an attacking player anytime soon. Maybe next summer. Let's wait and see, sir. Let's wait and see, Robert. But at the end of the day, we hope for the best, Robert. We hope that we beat at Brighton on Saturday. We hope that the game's a win and we move on. And that's 2 games in a row that we win. That's what it's all about. It's about the 3 points, guys. It's about the 3 points. That's what I'm focused on. When I think about transfers, yeah, it's great, it's nice. But at the end of the day, I'm just thinking about Saturday and I'm thinking about us picking up the 3 points at the end of the day. I don't care if we have Odene. I don't care if we have Collier in this team on Saturday, as long as we get the 3 points. I just want 3 points. Darko, does Rashford deserve to start against Brighton on the basis of his performance against Fulham? No, I don't believe he does. But at the end of the day, he seems like the droppable one, the undroppable one, should I say. He seems like he's the guy who won't get dropped at the end of the day. And if there is one criticism, it's a big criticism, but one criticism about Ten Hag is the Rashford situation. Playing Rashford every single game. You know, Garnacho deserves to start, absolutely. But I do know why Ten Hag does it. He likes to bring off Garnacho as a substitute because he believes that Garnacho's pace causes a lot of problems. But I believe Garnacho is developed now. I don't want him to become a super sub. I think he's developed for Argentina. He's developed. He's been fantastic for Argentina. Won the Copa America, of course. I believe he should be starting for Man United now, and Rashford should be the one coming off the bench, in my opinion. I do believe that. I felt like that ball, what led to the tap-in for Garnacho, was behind Garnacho. I felt it was a poor ball. I felt he should have done better. He's a professional footballer. He should have weighted his ball better. Of course, it's still a bad miss. I'm not saying that it's not all Rashford's fault at the end of the day, but it wasn't the perfect ball at the end of the day. I will play Garnacho, Xerxes, and Ahmed for now in that front three at the end of the day. That is my choice for the team. But obviously, it's not up to me. Ten Hag's the one who gets paid the big bucks, and he's the one who has to pick a side that is going to win against Brighton on Saturday. And I firmly believe that we will win against Brighton on Saturday. I do. I think we'll win 3-1, of course. What's going on? Chuck Woolmer, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. If we still have Sancho in our team, it's not a bad idea. Instead of going to Chelsea, Amrabat is needed too. In regards to Sancho, look, you know, if we do keep Sancho, It's not a bad idea. It's not. At the end of the day, I know there's a lot of people who just want him out the door. Look, at the end of the day, I told you I forgive him. I won't forget. He can play the false number 9. He can play as a right midfielder as well. He's a good squad player to have, but if we get money for him, we sell him. If no one wants to pay the money, then we keep him. We're not going to do another loan for Jadon Sancho, of course. No chance. We're not doing another loan for Jadon Sancho. It's not going to happen. Ineos are not going to accept that. It's either a cash deal or nothing. But if we can't get a cash deal for Jadon Sancho, it's best we just support the lad and we carry on supporting the team. And hopefully he does well and hopefully he fulfills his potential. As most people know who's on my Twitter, I was a big advocate for Jadon Sancho before he came to Man United. 2 years before he came to Man United, I was saying Sancho, Sancho, Sancho. He's let me down somewhat. But I hope he can redeem himself and I hope he can perform well for Manchester United next season. Really excited to see him next season. And also, in regards to Amrabat, yeah, it's up and down. No news about Amrabat at the moment. I think it's depending on Ugarte. We'll have to wait and see. I think we need 2 midfielders in there. I think if we got Amrabat and Ugarte, that would be great. But it's whether we do that. You know, are we asking for too much here on the first transfer window? I mean, when Manchester United, at the end of the day, we shouldn't be asking for too much. But in regards to this transfer window, getting players in and out, you know, we have to give it to Ineos at the moment, what they're doing. If they do bring in Ugarte, if that's the end of the transfer window, then, you know, we'll move on to the next transfer window, of course. Darko, what if Rashford starts and fouls against the high line of Brighton? Should that mean Rashford is finished as a footballer? He's not finished as a footballer, mate. No. I think Manchester United jersey is too heavy for some people. I think it's heavy. And when things don't go your way, you feel it heavier. It gets heavier and it gets heavier and almost like an arm, almost like a knight of armor. At the end of the day, when you play for Man United, it's like having a fridge on your back because confidence is such a big thing in football. Andy Cole had the problem when he played for Man United. When you're not putting the ball, Diego Forlan, when you're not putting the ball in the net, the jersey does get heavy. I don't think he's a bad player. I just feel like sometimes players can move on. You know, we hang on to players because they're Manc born and bred. We hang on to them too long, I think. And I feel like if he fouls against Brighton, then we just give it. He's not going to leave, so we just have to carry on supporting the lad. But I would play Garnacho myself the next game. Give Rashford out of the team for a little bit. You know, Rashford seems to respond to adversity. So let's bring him out of the team a little bit, you know. Big up, Mark. Yeah, absolutely. Big up the whole community. Big up. We need depth in our squad. Depth, yeah, we definitely need depth in our squad, definitely. And we got until, obviously, the 29th of August is the final day, I believe, 11 p.m. Of the transfer window. So we have a chance to build the depth in our squad. We got long enough to build the depth in our squad, of course. And hopefully we get Ugarte, we get another player in our squad, a left back maybe, you never know. And that will be a very decent squad. When you look at it on paper, my goodness me. Now, look at that. We got Dalot, we got Mazraoui, we got De Ligt, we got Yoro, we got Licha, you know, at the moment. The only issue is on that left side, in my opinion. It's the left side. We got Harry Amass, who's a young player coming up. Luke Shaw, I don't trust Luke Shaw anymore. At the end of the day, I don't think he's going to be fit. I just don't. Brian, Sal, do you think Shaw should be allowed to join up with the England at the international break? No, I don't believe he should be, because at the end of the day, I'm an England fan. I'm from England. I support England. At the end of the day, I would like to see Shaw play for England, but he can't do that because that's a slap in the face. He's already slapped Man United in the face a number of times. At the end of the day, playing for England in those competitive games, in the semi-final, in the final, you know, then conveniently goes on holiday and is not fit for the start of the season. If I was Luke Shaw, I would have went to LA with the team and got myself fit and got myself match fit for the start of the season. It's obvious that he wasn't interested in getting match fit for Manchester United. Players like Licha Martinez, who played every game at the Copa America, were fit enough to play for Manchester United in these pre-seasons. Why wasn't Luke Shaw fit enough to play in his pre-season? He was, you know, at the end of the day, then conveniently he's injured again. You know, I don't want to say anything sinister towards him, but at the end of the day, we're not a clinic, we're not a psychiatric hospital, we are a football club at the end of the day, and we're not a charity. We can't keep carrying these players. We need to move on from this now. We have to. This is the new regime. This is the new structure at Man United. We cannot carry players, and even if it's a fan's favourite, even if it's Rashford, even if it's that, we cannot keep carrying these players. Next year, let's give him next year, one more year. For me, this is Luke Shaw's last season for me. If he doesn't prove himself, and I'm a big fan of Luke Shaw, right? From before, right? When he broke his leg and that, he was one of the best left backs in the world at the time. But at the same time, we got to think what's best for the club. And, you know, if we're carrying players, you know, Would Man City do that? Would Real Madrid do that? You know, would Barcelona do that? They won't, would they? You know, and we got to stop being sentimental when it comes to these players, of course. So, didn't the Glazers fulfill your wishes of getting Sancho? No, yes, they did. The Glazers have fulfilled my wishes in more ways than one, including, right, including Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho was a player I admired, right, and at the end of the day, it's not worked out for Jadon Sancho for whatever reason, but the Glazers, they've taken us through the mud. They're one of the worst things to happen to this club on the pitch in regards to the football club. Apart from obviously the tragedy of 1958, the Glazers are the worst thing to happen to this football club. And they look at Old Trafford. You just need to look at Old Trafford, what they've done to Old Trafford, dragging it through the mud. We haven't won the league since 2013, you know. When you look at when we sold Cristiano Ronaldo under Sir Alex Ferguson, the replacements for Cristiano Ronaldo, they dragged this club under the mud. They were given the club from their father. Of course, they don't really care about football. They care about the dividends at the end of the day. Yes, they do show their face for the FA Cup final here and there, Charity Shield final at Wembley, when it's all kushtis, prawn sandwiches and all that. But at the end of the day, I hope that we do get a full sale soon, whether that's Ineos, Apple, Amazon, or Qatar. I hope that we do get a full sale soon and that another owner comes in. If it was Jim Ratcliffe, fantastic. But at the moment, they're not going to sell because they make too much money for Man United in the long run. They make money. They've got a business there that will feed their family for generations to come. And this is the problem that we're going to be having, of course. Mark N, at times you say we need bodies and then you say we have depth. At the end of the day, we have depth, but there's a difference between having depth and having quality in depth at the end of the day, and we don't have the quality in depth. We have good players, but we don't have players that will, apart from our first team, that will challenge for our league. You look at Man City's bench, it's incredible. You know, what the players that they leave out, it's incredible, isn't it? Common Pence, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you back. Hope you're doing well. Kaz and Ugarte will cover the season with Wharton being a priority next summer. Well. Big season for Wharton, actually. Big season. Funny you should say Wharton. It is a big season for Wharton, of course. Wharton, who didn't play well in his first game for Crystal Palace against, of course, Aston Villa. Didn't play Aston Villa, did they? They lost the first game, didn't they? 2-1 to Brentford at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, it's a big season for him. He has to impress. Is he going to be a one-season wonder? We have to wait and see. He's a young player. We give him a chance. But that's a long way. Lots of hypothetical suggestions are coming in regards to Wharton. At the end of the day, I'm happy with Casemiro and Ugarte. They can cover the game, of course. They can cover this season. And if we get Ugarte, I'll be happy. Number one, I would be happy, of course. Ejioma, how can I get the new Man United jersey from you, please? Which one? Which one, mate? Which one? I haven't purchased a jersey since the Glazers have been around. Actually, I had one. Actually, I tell a lie. I had the pink one as a gift. I had the pink one. But, Manchester United, I'll tell you what I'll do, right? I'll tell you what I'll do. If by the end of the season, right, if I can get up to, let's say, 5,000 subscribers by the end of the season, I will be giving you a jersey, mate. I'll give you a jersey, mate. I'll give you a Manchester United jersey of your choice. With your name on the back. Absolutely. If I can get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the season. Look, I'm on over 3,000 at the moment. I'm on over 3,000 subscribers at the moment. 3,250 odd subscribers. Get to work, my guy. Spread the message, spread the word. Let's get it on. Let's get it in, my guy. Let's get it in. Yeah, Mawea, Luke Shaw is unfair the way he plays for the club and country. Luke Shaw, yeah, I absolutely agree. Yeah, there's no surprise that some Man United fans are going to be disgruntled. Are going to feel a bit like used in regards to Luke Shaw, of course, because of the way he prioritises his country for Manchester United, who pay his wages. Of course, wasn't it who said it the other day? Was it Peter Schmeichel who said it the other day in regards to him? He gets paid for Man United, so he should show loyalty to Man United. Wasn't it Peter Schmeichel? It was, wasn't it? Luke, for me until us until January, if not out. Yeah, absolutely, Mark. Absolutely. No more prisoners. No more prisoners. We're not Wandsworth. We're not Felton. We're not Guantanamo Bay here. We have to. We're kicking these guys out if they do. Common piece, Luke Shaw going nowhere with 3 years left on his contract. He could have played every game this season and still wouldn't have played more games than Martial. It's madness, isn't it, when you think about it? But when you think about the way we've been run, the way some of these players are, you know, it's not even a comparison with Martial and Luke Shaw. They're both the same, you know, cut from the same cloth at the end of the day, so to speak, in regards to the way we have been. They're a signal, they are a representation of who we've been for the last 20 years, you know. That's what I would say about that, unfortunately. But I did like Martial as a player. I thought he was a very good. I thought he was a very good player when he was fit. Sancho linked to big clubs is only due to his wages. He really is a Palace Spurs player at best. Oh, that is a low blow, common pence. That is a low blow. At the end of the day, Sancho's a fantastic player. He is a fantastic player for a team like Dortmund, you know, in Germany. I think his level is Tottenham. If I'm being totally honest, he goes down to Newcastle, Tottenham level, in my opinion, I think, Jadon Sancho. He's a Newcastle, Tottenham player. He's not a Man City, Man United, even Liverpool type player. I think he's a Tottenham, Newcastle player. Don't shoot the messenger, that's just my opinion at the end of the day. I may be wrong at the end of the day. Not always right, of course. Of course. Mark, depth and depth are two different things. Yeah. Depth, yeah, I think he made a spelling error there. Depth is money, depth is how deep. You know, so depth, you know, for those mass people. Garo, I'd give both Shaw and Malacia until the winter transfer to prove they can stay fit. I'd give Rashford, Anthony, Mount and Sancho the same date that they prove they are want to wear the United badge. I mean, that is logic, absolute spot on. Logic right there, that's what they should do. We're in a new era now. We're in a new era, we got the Ineos era now, so we need things to change now. Like, for example, you know, certain players staying. Rumours were earlier, I don't think it's true, but saying that Mctominay has the choice whether he wants to stay or not. He shouldn't have the choice. We should tell him, look mate, you're not going to play. You know, Napoli want you, go to Napoli. He has agreed terms with Napoli, to be fair. I wish Man United can sign Kadioglu. Me too, Robert. He's one of my favourite players at the moment in Europe, and I do believe that Manchester United are interested in Kadioglu. It's whether they can get the piece to buy Kadioglu at the end of the day, if they can get him through the door. If we get Ugarte on a loan with an obligation to buy, if we sell Mctominay, of course, and we sell players like Ericsson or Lindelof, you know, we've already sold Pellistri, we can get a player like Kadioglu. We do need that left-sided player. We do. I cannot stress this enough. We don't have the balance on that side. We do need to fix that up. And if we do get a left-sided player, it does help Garnacho. It does help for Rashford as well, of course, with a natural left-sided player. Naturally, left-sided players of what it's all about. Balance is what football's all about at the end of the day, of course. You have to be versatile, but you also have to be balanced. Grail, 100%, absolutely. That is harsh, bro. I get it, but hasn't showed levels at United. Which player, bro? Which player? Which player in regards to, I'm not too sure. I've lost it here. I lost the comments. We're sure it seems like he would rather play for England than United. Yeah, it's proven, isn't it? Proof is in the pudding at the end of the day. Excuse the pun, pudding. Proof is in the pudding at the end of the day in regards to that. Yeah, he has. He's proven it. He's done it more than one time. Any news about Kadioglu? Absolutely. There will be news after Ugarte comes to Manchester United and we get the here we go. That will be the news coming through that. But I was in Turkey, as I said 2 weeks ago, and I spoke to someone who I trust in regards who's connected with Fenerbahce and Besiktas as well. He said that if Kadioglu isn't a Manchester United player by the end of the transfer window, he'll be surprised. We'll have to wait and see how true that is. But you know, I like him. I not only Kadioglu, I believe we need a left-sided player. I like Harry Amas. I believe bringing through the youth is important at the end of the day. But we can't rely on him 50, 60 games a season, of course. Common pence. I'll be here for the journey, SP, on the road to 5K. Yes, we're on the road to 5K, my guy. Let's keep promoting. Let's keep pushing. Let's do this, mate. Let's do it. Absolutely. I'm a man of my word. Great, I agree. I'm a man of my word. Ferdy to Brighton. Ferdy, I hope not, mate. I hope not. I hope not. He hasn't gone there yet. He did. Burnley might go for it. Yeah, that would be a good deal. That would be a good deal. Mebry, at the end of the day, going to Burnley. I think that's a good move for him, and I wish him the best of luck. Of course, in and out the side. He needs to find a permanent club now. I think Burnley would be a good club for him, a club to settle down, of course, and he can start playing first team football, and he can fulfil his ambition, his career, of course. He can fulfil his technical abilities, of course. Sancho, in regards to Sancho, yeah, talented player, misled at the end of the day by the wrong people around him. That tweet should never have gone out. If I was Sancho's manager, I would have said, mate, take a walk, go out, just go for a drive, do something like that. That tweet was awful for Man United, could have really derailed our season, and it did affect us, we have to admit. At the end of the day, the bad news was coming in, and we had this Sancho FC thing, and it didn't help the club. It didn't. He's a good player, but at the end of the day, if we get a good offer for him, I'll say sayonara myself. But if we don't get an offer, support the player. He's a good player. He can play false number 9 as well. It adds to our squad. I want him, but I'm not sure we can afford him. Yeah, I mean, I know this is the problem. But imagine, Mark, if we sell Mctominay, if we sell Lindelof, that will free up some funds, wouldn't it? Funds. I was speaking to Swedish Rumble, as you know, the other day, and he said that we have a secret stash of money, making it sound dodgy now. A secret stash of money in the kitty, a credit in the kitty, emergency fund that we can get. Hopefully we can sort out that left back position. I really do feel like we need that left back position, Mark. I really do. Common Pence, the centre midfield position has been on its downfall ever since Scholes returned back in January 2012. And thank you, the Glazers, for that. Of course, the Glazers are a big part of that, my friend. That our midfield has been on a downfall because they never reinvested in the side. Roy Keane famously said it as well. We never invested when it was time to kick on. When we won the Champions League in 2008, that's when we should have kicked on and we should have won another one and another one. But when Fletcher got injured in the Champions League final at Wembley, we had no replacement. We ended up playing Ryan Giggs as a central midfielder. At the end of the day, the Glazers have taken us through the mud and they have not invested the money that needed to be invested in the club, especially the money that Sir Alex Ferguson accumulated at Manchester United. He built at Manchester United. They took it all at the end of the day. And thank you, Glazers, for nothing. At the end of the day, I'll never say thank you for them, for anyone, for any player. Absolutely not. They've been the worst owners that a club can hope for. People compare us to Real Madrid, saying we're on the level of Real Madrid. Real Madrid have never had a Glazer ownership. They've never had that. We have. We've had the worst ownership in history, yet we still managed to win trophies, Good day, can we please get even Tony? Please, 50 minutes. It's not happening, my friend. He wants too much money. At the end of the day, he's not worth, some quotes in the media were 450,000 a week, around that mark. We're not going to get even Tony, my friend. I don't think we'll sign a striker. Although even Tony would help with the FFP, being British Premier League player. We have to think about the players we have, which is Rasmus Højlund and Xerxes. Even Tony is a very, very big personality. He wouldn't accept being on the bench, rotating, etc. We don't need that type of pressure at the club at the moment. We're in a very, very crucial stage in our development, in a new ownership, of course. So we don't need any distractions. We just need people to be on the same page that they're not going to play every game. We're going to play based on merit, and that's it, absolutely. Dark Road. Sal, Alice pays me £1 to get her channel 1 subscriber. You can increase that by 50% and get your channel to 5k by August. £1 for 1 subscriber. What? Alice, what do you mean Alice talks football? £1 for 1 subscriber, so she paid you. Hold on. So Alice pays me £1 to get her one channel 1 subscriber. You can increase that by 50% and get your channel to 5k by August. I'll get it to that anyway, mate. I get it to that anyway, bruv. You can help me either way. You can help me. At the end of the day, I don't need that. At the end of the day, I've got a musician to millions of views online. Millions of views online. I've done it myself, independent, from Leytonstone, East London, independent. I can do it. You can help me. You can do it, and we can build the community. Alice has the funds. Of course, Alice has the money. At the end of the day, Alice is privileged. At the end of the day, she probably is. At the end of the day, for them to have that big platform all of a sudden, we're going to build it anyway, and we're going to get to where we want to be, guys. We're going to get to where we want to be, and we're going to get to the promised land, and we're going to build, and we're going to take down the elites, as I've always said, guys. I've always said. But much love to anyone doing fan content. It is not easy. It is very, very hard, of course. But as I said, I've already put a bet on with Common Pence that if I do get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the season, I think I'm going to get more than that. But I'm humbly, if I do get to 5,000 subscribers for the end of the season, I will give him a Man United jersey. I will give him a Man United jersey. And we move on from there at the end of the day. Now, we are going to get to 1 million subscribers. Me, Mark, the whole lot, the whole family. We are going to get to 1 million. This community is going to be huge. And every single one of you in this community right now, I will not forget. Absolutely. I know every single one of you. Screenshots, the lot. You guys are on the top of the radar. We will get to the top, guys. Together, we will get to the top. But I thank you for all your support. You're absolute legends. Ijeoma, I'm beginning to hate Shaw. Hate's a strong word, Ijeoma. Doubt is a good word. I'm beginning to doubt Shaw because of his nonchalant attitude. Today is not fit for United, tomorrow he's fit for England. Why I think he needs to get rid of him. I agree with that, Ijeoma. I do agree with that. I agree we do need to think about moving Shaw on now. Do you actually think that he's going to be fit until the winter? I think he should play. If he doesn't play at least 3/4 of the games, we need to think about moving on at the end of the day. I do. I think we're going to sign Adrian Truffert. That would be a good buy. Of course, we broke it a couple of days ago. Adrian Truffert to Manchester United, French Olympian, of course, French international, 22 years old, Rennes player, fantastic player. Sort of player we should be looking at, actually. I'm surprised we didn't hear about him earlier, months ago, but he is a good player. Those type of players I like, Mark. I really do. Young players, players we can develop. Do you know what I mean? Players like Kadioglu. I mean, players like Kamaso and that. They're good, but they're established players already. Gutierrez is another one we can build. You know, those type of players we can build. We need players like that we can build, of course. Grayo, you'll get way more than 500 subscribers before the end of the season. Don't doubt yourself. Thank you, my friend. I'm very humble. I come from humble background, of course. You know, I appreciate every single one of you for joining me on this stream every single day. Absolute legends. If I had the choice of United kit, I'd go for the 1977 away kit with Stuart Pancho Pearson on the back. What a kit. What a kit. Absolutely great kit. I think I've got the George Best one. I've got the George Best one from the 1972 or 1970 season, I believe it is, something like that. I've got that in London. And I'm going to get all my jerseys from London soon, and I'm going to show you all my jerseys. I'm going to do a competition as well, so you can win those jerseys. You guys, you can win those jerseys. I'm going to get them from London. When I do get those jerseys for London, I'm going to do a competition for you guys. And when I got them, when I transfer them over here, we're going to do a big competition and we'll see who wins those jerseys. And they're original, by the way. I bought them when they came out. Apart from the George Best one, I wasn't alive in the 70s. Big up, big up. Common Pence. We should round up O's SP. Stretford Post. Yeah, at the O's SP. Yes, we should round up at the O's SP. I don't quite understand. What does that mean, mate? I might sound bimbo-ish, but I don't know. I know Stretford Post is SP Stretford Post, but OG. Do you mean OG? So, Darkro, Sal, if your prediction 3-1 against Brighton comes true, I'll gift you 3 days, 5 nights package to Dubai, Madeira, Sheraton, 4 points. Do you know what, Darkro? Hold on. That has been screenshotted, Darkro. I screenshotted that. So if we win 3-1 against Brighton on Saturday, you're going to give me a 3 to 5 nights package in Dubai, Madeira, Sheraton, 4 points. 4 points, what's that? Is that a hotel? Is that a hotel? I'm holding you to that. Absolutely. Dubai Sheraton. Bring it on. Make sure it's half-balled, mate. You make sure it's half-balled because at the end of the day, if it's 3-1, it is a tough score to predict. 3-1, make sure it's half-balled because Uncle Sal does love his breakfast and his dinner. So you got to make sure that he's half-balled, bro. You got to make sure. And if I get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of this, there's going to be a party. We're going to party. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. And then we move on to 10, of course. Let me just see some of these comments. Yes, I think it was for 200,000. The Doc was a fantastic manager and he should have never been sacked, my friend. Yeah, brilliant manager, absolutely. After playing for England at the Euro final, so where did the injury? I'm just fed up. Yeah, I agree with you, absolutely, Jeremiah. It's no surprise that Man United fans are feeling like this because he's done it on more than one occasion. He done it in Euro 2020, in 2021, ironically. He done it in Euro 2021. He played at Euro 2001, then went missing again. You know, we can't keep carrying that, of course. Tommy wasn't great, but had an affair with someone at their club and got the sack. Oh, that manager. Reminds me of Louis Saha. Not Louis Saha, Wilfried Zaha, who signed for Manchester United, of course, from Crystal Palace, then had an affair with the manager's daughter, and then ended up getting sold by Manchester United back to Crystal Palace. Well, he went around the block, didn't he? I need a jersey from you, please. Promise me that. Mate, if I get to 5,000 subscribers, and I get, obviously, the community builds, etc. And I get, you know, I am a man of my word. I will do, mate. I'm a man of my word. Let me just read through these comments. I'm going way over my time. You guys, time goes fast. Sal, that was a brilliant gesture, mate. You legend. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. You are the legend, mate. You could be anywhere else in the world and you're with me. Absolutely appreciate that, guys. Fantastic. Yeah, I want to do a lot of competitions on there. I want to do a lot of things and share things and stuff like that. All my jerseys are in London. I moved to the UAE 2 years ago now, and a lot of my Man United jerseys are in London, and I've got loads, you know, which I would love to give away and love to put them to use and stuff. I've got this one, of course. This one is one of my first, you know. So I've got a few that we can do some competitions and that. It'd be fun. Orient. Leighton Orient. What do you mean Orient? I'm from Leighton, by the way. I believe you'll make the 5,000 subscribers before the end of the season. Come on, Sal, you can do this. Don't forget to comment on my chat. I remember me. I have got every single person right up here. In this brain might be old. It might be like Windows 95. But at the end of the day, all you guys who were there from the start are going to be there. No super chats. You guys are the originals. You guys are the ones that I will remember for good. Trust me. Deal done. Deal done. It's all done. It's all recorded. Signed, sealed, delivered. Yes, hotel. All right, mate. 3-1 to Brighton. 3-1 to Manchester United. You owe me a package. 5 nights, half board. If you can't afford 5 nights, get me 3 nights, half board. That would be nice. Double room. Brilliantly. Absolutely beautiful. Do that for me. I won't forget it. Be beautiful. But we have to win 3-1 now. That's going to be even more incentive. I'm going to be proper passionate on this on Saturday. Don't go ghost on me though. Don't go ghost on me if we do win 3-1. Darko, didn't you bet me a kit United beating F City in the FA Cup? Oh, there you go, Darko. What's going on? Do you pull through with your bets? Mark, and that was with Papi. I owe him USD gift. Mate, let's do this. Sancho was beating for FPL. Sancho, big up, Kenny. Lucky you didn't take that bet. Oh, mate, you're going to take this bet on Saturday. Man United winning 3-1. Yes, it was Mary Brown to stay together all their lives. Yeah, mate, absolutely. Common pence, cool, absolutely, guys. I bet we win the Europa League. I bet we win Europa League, exactly. I think we should. I love winning the Europa League. I love winning in Europe. I would like to see you in Nigeria. I would love to come to Nigeria. I'd love to go to Abuja or Lagos. I've got some good friends in Nigeria, including Nwanko Kanu's cousin, my friend Ben, who came to my wedding. Absolutely love you guys, you Nigerian family, absolutely. AO Beats is my friend as well. AO Beats, great producer. Go and look at AO Beats. AO Beats on YouTube. He's got top 10 hits now with Columbia Records. Absolutely brilliant, talented guy from Nigeria. So I just posted your link on X. Can't post on Facebook as I'm banned again. You naughty boy. I was, just a little thing before I go. I was banned from the Man United forum before Twitter and X existed 3 times. They almost took my season ticket away. I would like to see you in India, Nazim. I've been India, I've been to the Punjab, I've been there. I would love to go again, guys. You guys need to invite me, and you guys need to take us out to the best Indian restaurant, of course. Slumdog Millionaire and all that. Yeah, all that. Love it. Big up. You're going to take me to Mumbai. You're going to take me to Delhi. You're going to take me to every single place in India, of course. Compens, I'm in East myself, Strafer Post. Hopefully we can talk United in the future. What's your expectations for the season? United are climbing up the cup ladder. My expectation is Manchester United will surprise a lot of people next season. I believe they will surprise many people next season. And watch this space. I believe Manchester United could challenge next season. I think we'll win the Europa League, and I think we'll win something else, but let's wait and see. I'm not going to jump ahead of myself. I believe we'll shock a lot of people next season and challenge for the title. That's my thing. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. It's an absolute pleasure having you guys with me. You're absolute legends. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow morning for Breaking Dawn if nothing else breaks before that. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. And just to remember, you guys are legends, of course. Absolute legends, you guys. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. You can cut the video as well. You can post it on your own social media. I appreciate every single one of you for that. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Take it easy. Peace.